Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network live. As always, a beautiful Thursday morning, woodwardsports.com. February 9th, getting closer to the Super Bowl. But, my goodness, how the NBA just...
It's taking over the media right before the Super Bowl. Yeah.
When we get close to the trade deadline.
And this is why it's so funny now that you have an extra week in the NFL season, because the trade dedeadline now aligns pretty much with the Super Bowl.
The same week as the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, but it used to be the week prior.
Right. So you'd have that back-to-back busy weeks. Now you got all the news all in one week.
Kevin Durant. Before we get to Kevin Durant, you see Kyrie Irving's comments?
Which ones?
You didn't see them?
Well, which ones?
About Kevin Durant. You didn't?
No. What did he say? I heard the reporter ask him, and he goes, "Can we just get to our team first?"
So,
and
Porter tells him, "Hey, Kevin Durant's going to Phoenix." He's like, "I'm just glad he got out of there." Oh, the Nets! It must suck to be a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Yeah, Joe Tsai is an absolute clown.
You traded your future originally for Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and that whole saga.
Yeah,
and then you land Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and you can't figure out who the head coach is.
It's so bad.
Here we are. It could be worse, Detroit. Remember, you could trade away your two-star players for fucking nothing. And remember that.
And I talked with Neil about this yesterday, and we kind of teased this, but I mean, you figured Kevin Durant, what he would go for would be historic. I mean, 4 first-round picks and 3 players.
That wasn't historic to me.
That's a lot of picks, dude. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not historic?
Okay, come on, Jeff. You know I love you. This isn't the NFL. Those first-round picks mean nothing.
You can't say that.
Unless you're picking in the top 5, top 7.
Those are assets in which you could trade up, or you can go get another player.
I mean, I think we value first-round picks a lot more than what they really are. You give up 4 first-round picks because they're useless.
Not really.
Yes, because you're not drafting the next Kevin Durant in the next 4 years, unless you're very, 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 very lucky. If I were to tell you, with those 4 picks... Give me a percentage that the Brooklyn Nets will be able to draft a player like Kevin Durant.
No, you're looking at it wrong. You're not staying with that pick. It's an asset. It's different from the NFL. If I get a second-round pick, of course, I'm going to stay put. I have options. The NBA, you're not staying put at 25 and taking a pick. That's not how that works. You're going to use that to either take the Nets pick and the Suns pick to trade up, or you can use those picks to go get another distressed asset from another team. That's how it works. It's different from the NFL. So it's a great trade for the Nets. You get 4 first-round picks.
To me, Cam Johnson was the highlight.
And Mikal Bridges is the highlight. Two-way player. I mean, the Suns did not want to get rid of him, and they finally budged.
They had to.
Yeah, of course.
You have to make the cap work.
Right.
And the only other way they would have been able to do it was including Paul Pierce, which they didn't do. So now, Jeff, Paul Pierce, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, TJ Warren, DeAndre Ayton. The bench... I'm scratching my head still, but that's the best team in the West.
I was going to say yesterday, that's what Kevin Durant does, though. It makes your team a favorite. If you're ready. That's why the Pistons, when we talked about this, number one, they can't even trade the first-round pick, so it wouldn't even have made sense. Anyway, you don't have any players that are comparable to me, at least, of getting Mikal, Jay Crowder, and Cam Johnson. I mean, you'd have to give up, what, Bogey, Sadiq. I mean, it wouldn't even be enough, and you can't trade the first-round pick. So that's why we laughed at the thought of actually making that deal. But good for the Suns. They needed this in a wide-open West. The Mavericks went out. They got Kyrie. What are you going to do? Kevin Durant's preferred destination was the Suns, I believe, last time he asked out for a trade. The Suns with Matt Ishbia. By the way, Matt Ishbia, one of the greatest things that will happen to Devin Booker. He does not play games. He gets there, and within a couple days, he forces, or I shouldn't say forces, but he's heavy on trying to trade for Kevin Durant. He wants the deal done. They got it done, and here we are. To me, the Suns are the favorite. I know they have to play together, and of course they have to stay healthy. Kevin Durant hasn't shown. He's been healthy. Devin Booker's been banged up. Chris Paul hasn't been healthy, usually at the worst times. If they're healthy, to me, they're winning
I think
it.
you're being a little too optimistic about the Brooklyn Nets. I'll tell you why.
I said the Suns.
I know. I'm talking about the Nets. Back to your original point.
Oh, okay.
4 first-round picks, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson.
Jay Crowder, who will be flipped
Very nice.
for more picks.
Very nice. These picks, what do they do? And I'm only going to bring this up because I've seen teams do this before. Jeff, you know the NBA more than I do. I'm not saying that you're banking on one of these picks being a top 3 player in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
No.
And I'm not saying you're saying that. What I'm telling you is the value of a first-round pick is typically within the first 7. If you're picking within the first 7, you have a chance. If you're picking in the top 3, you have the choice of the cream of the crop.
Right.
Okay? Most years. Some years, there's exceptions. Devin Booker, I think, went at 7.
No, he was
Donovan Mitchell
like
at 7,
13.
Devin Booker at 13. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So there are exceptions. Nikola Jokic, second-round pick. There are exceptions. But I've seen the Oklahoma City Thunder have an absurd amount of picks, and they haven't been able to move anything and pair Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a Donovan Mitchell.
But they have the option.
They do, but
A star
do
asks
they?
out. OKC's interested. They're first in line because of what they have. That's how that works.
But if I'm Brooklyn,
Right.
to me, Cam Johnson is the haul because he's the one player I would absolutely pay to be on my team. And you know what? Since I got him under contract, Jeff, you want to talk about flipping somebody? Cam Johnson would go for more than people think in the open market. I don't think they trade him, but
Yeah.
to me, those first-round picks mean nothing in the NBA, only because you could convince me that the Pistons were able to trade Sadiq Bey for two future first-round picks, 26 and 27.
And you wouldn't like that
It's not that I wouldn't like it,
because that's an overpaid. In my
because
opinion.
the Pistons are in a situation where they've already drafted their top young players, right? Brooklyn hasn't. And again, by your theory, they're not going to have to do that. They're going to go flip and trade all these picks for disgruntled superstars. How'd that work the first time? When they signed Kevin Durant and they signed Kyrie Irving. This isn't a formula for success. The formula is you build a stable foundation by drafting a really talented player, i.e. Giannis, Steph Curry,
Where'd
Kevin
Giannis
Durant
go, by
once
the
upon
way?
a time.
Where'd Giannis go, by the way?
I think at, 13?
Something like, but still,
Yeah.
it's not
exceptions.
always.
No,
exactly.
there's exceptions,
Yeah.
but it's not the norm. It's definitely not the norm. And you look at the past 2 drafts. Who's come out and has taken over the league? Nobody.
I mean, you still were able to find some, some good
Lukas are
players.
special. They come in once a decade.
Right. You
But
mentioned Donovan Mitchell, who was in the teens, early teens. So you're going to have an opportunity. And even, let's say the Nets win a couple games and they sit in the top 10, more so the back half. If they have that Suns pick, they could trade up. So it's flexibility. That's really all it is. I think NBA GMs, they value picks. It's how you're able to maneuver, especially if you're trading away a guy like Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. The best thing you can do is get young players that you like, Mike Hell, Cam Johnson, and just get a crap ton of first-round picks. I know it's in the NBA. There's more hype around the NFL draft because of all the talent you can find. The NBA, you can still find talent. You just need a good general manager. I don't know if Sean Marks is that guy, but we'll find out.
This is high risk, though. High reward
for the Suns.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
no question.
you just gave up 4 first-round picks, which in theory could be valuable if you fall off a cliff. And Phoenix typically isn't a free agent destination. So how you keep this together for the next 3-4 years? We'll see.
Yeah.
But you are the favorite, I think.
I would
From
agree.
today up until the end of next season.
On paper, you're
you are
correct.
the favorite.
But basketball isn't played on paper.
Who would have thought?
But it is crazy.
Kevin Durant.
It's funny, just a couple days ago, you're looking at the West, you're like, man, the West is wide open this year. Boom, Kyrie to the Mavericks,
It's
KD
done.
to the Suns. Now we're
Well,
deeper.
look at the East now. Giannis has a clear path to the NBA
Yeah,
Finals.
it's to me, it's
as does Boston.
Celtics and
I can't
Bucks.
write them off, right? But
Celtics and Bucks.
It's Boston, it's Milwaukee, and it's literally nobody else. Cleveland, by the way,
They're an underdog. I think they're
an
sleepers,
underdog. I
but
think they're super talented. I think they should make a go at LeBron James. I think LeBron's got to get the hell out of LA.
I know.
But he messed up and signed that contract, so there's nothing you can do with that contract.
It's funny. LeBron can't even have nice things. He's sitting there yesterday. We got D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley. It's like, let's go! And a couple hours later, Kevin Durant to
but
the
that's
Suns.
not-
Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
I have nothing
The
to
West
say.
just got tougher over the last couple days. Got way, way tougher. Lakers did make a great deal. I crap on Rob Pelinka a lot. I call him every name in the book, and I think he's a terrible general manager for the most part. That trade he made yesterday was a great trade. I mean, getting rid of Russell Westbrook, getting rid of that contract, give it to Utah, 3-team trade. You get D'Angelo. You
I don't
get
know what
Malik.
you're talking about. Utah just got the best point guard in the NBA.
I can't wait
best point guard in the NBA.
I can't,
How dare you?
I can't wait to watch Russell and Utah. It's just a
You know, I don't wish bad on anyone.
No, I don't wish
really
bad
don't.
on him, but he's gonna get bought out too.
But
he'll get bought out.
To every single one of you that ever suggested Russell Westbrook should or could have been a very good fit for the Detroit Pistons, you have a special place in my heart. You do, all of you. You're a little special to me, and you also have a nice place in hell. I hope you burn there forever. Having said that, moving on. I want to go back to the draft pick point with Kevin Durant. So your idea of flipping the player, right, for a disgruntled superstar.
Oh, that's an option.
Uncommon.
It's not the
Uncommon.
option. It's a option.
I don't think that's the play for them. They're probably going to want to spend those picks and try to get a superstar. But that trade is all for naught. If one of those 4 picks or the picks that the Nets originally own don't end up being a top 10 player in the NBA.
Of course, yeah.
Right? And that's the problem, though. It's a crapshoot. It is such a crapshoot because, like you said, Giannis at 13. Devin Booker in the teams, I believe. Donovan Mitchell 7.
Yeah.
A lot of players have been hyper successful at pick number 7. So you don't always luck out, and sometimes you draft players like, who's the dude that Cleveland drafted that one year, and everyone was like, what the hell was that? The big dude busted out of the league right away. Come on, Adam. Come on, Jeff.
I know Dragon Bender. He went to the Phoenix Suns. That was the biggest surprise.
No, god dang it. It was the dude out of nowhere. Went number 1 overall. Had no business going number 1. Fat dude. Come on, dude. Help me here.
I'm blanking.
Anthony Bennett.
Oh, you said European dude?
No, fat dude.
Oh, just fat dude. Yeah, it'd be Anthony Bennett. Yeah. When you said European, I'm like, wait.
No,
never mind. Okay.
no.
Yeah, Anthony Bennett. But that's.
Thank you guys. By the way, everybody in the chat.
You got to trust your player evaluation department. You got to trust, like, if it was Troy Weaver in that position.
And the Nets have failed at that for decades now.
Sean Marks, I don't have a lot of confidence. I mean, you found Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas seems pretty good, but still.
I'm referring to Brooklyn right now.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck, Brooklyn. Wish you the best. It could be worse, Detroit. Remember that. You could be a team that you thought you were the shit, and now you're nothing. Congratulations. But in the East, they'll still make the playoffs, no?
What, the Nets?
Yeah.
As where they're at right now,
they should be able to.
If the season just started, no. But Kevin Durant and Kyrie got them a little. They're above 500. They might be able to creep in there.
They'll sneak into a play in worst case scenario.
Right. And they'll probably get bounced.
All right. Well, look, we got a great show today. I can't wait. The Pistons were reportedly in for Cam Reddish.
Yeah, the deal between Portland and New York, Josh Hart to New York, Reddish and a future first that could be turned into seconds, whatever it is, to Portland. And apparently the Pistons were intrigued about Reddish, but, yeah, I don't know what the asking price was. And I don't know who they wanted. I mean, Cam Reddish for who? Bojan, Sadiq in a first round?
We'll see. We'll see, but Jamaal Williams coming up. Why the Detroit Lions will win the NFC North.
Ooh.
Jamaal Williams goes on ESPN. Hell of a conversation yesterday. 8:30, Jeff and I will release our top 10 players of all time. I think that's very, very appropriate this morning. Now that Kevin Durant has a chance to really revamp his legacy. The problem is he's gone and joined another really damn good team, Jeff, that really got to an NBA Finals before him. Maybe they win it now with him. Who knows?
That's Kevin Durant for you.
8:45, officiating, Roger Goodell, his statement. That was powerful. Whether you agree with it or not, I loved it. I did.
I can't wait to
get to that at 8:45. 9 o'clock, Jeff Okudah, his fifth-year option. 9:15, we'll talk some Super Bowl. 9:30.
57.
9:30, Jeff and I will tell you why the Detroit Lions must re-sign Jamaal Williams. I think we've all heard the ramblings about what the Lions should do at running back. Whether you want to draft one, sign one, whatever the hell you want to do, there is no way, no how Jamaal Williams should not be on this roster next year. So we'll wrap up the show with that. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Let me tell you about them. Swiss Insurance, guys. You can help. Choose them, and they will help you get your proper coverage on. Swiss Insurance, give them a shot, and you will not be disappointed. It's this week you can get your commercial insurance review. Contact them, mark@swissins.com for more information.
I
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Jamaal Williams on ESPN yesterday had some very interesting things to say. Says the Lions will take the NFC North next year.
Wait, hold on. Is he signed to a contract?
Not yet.
The way he's talking, it sounds like he wants to come back.
It's going to get done.
I love it.
We'll get to that at 9:30. And this is one of the easier re-signs I can remember in Detroit Lions free agency history. This is like so obvious. You just do it. You pay whatever it is, not for the production, you pay for the leadership. It does matter.
The character.
You pay for the guys that are the same when the team is good and bad. But beyond that, he says the Detroit Lions are going to win the NFC North. And you know what? I'm on board, man. We said it before he said it, before anybody really was going out and proclaiming themselves. But the point is, hey, guys, they're really good. No. Okay, let me back up. The Detroit Lions are not just really good. They have a really good opportunity to win the North. The Vikings are in cap hell. They have a lot of tough decisions to make. The Packers don't know what the hell is going on. Aaron Rodgers is locked in a cabin for the next 4 days, so we don't even know what the fuck is going on there. And the Chicago Bears, yes, a lot of money. Yes, the top pick in the draft. Yes, still 2 years away from really forming a legitimate roster, unless they pull a Brad Holmes, they pull what Seattle did, and they pull 4 or 5 starters in one draft. They do that, they'll change my mind.
And that's if Fields turns into who they think he'll be.
Well, that's a whole other conversation. Yeah,
right.
But the North is the weakest it's been in years. Minnesota 11-0 in one possession games. I promise you, if they play 11 next year, they would be lucky to win 6 or 7. They would be lucky, which means they would have a losing record this past season. Think about that. The Lions have an excellent chance. And it's not just because everybody around them is weaker. It's not because the NFC is one of the weakest NFCs we've seen in years. No. That's part of it. But also down the stretch, Chef, they were 8-2. They played some of the best football in the NFL. They had a top 15 defense down the stretch. The offense is and always has been what you expected it to be. They should believe they can win the North.
Mm-hmm.
It is the damn minimum expectation next year. Worst case scenario, just a wild card and you barely lost the division on a tiebreak or something. By 1 game. Half a game. I don't know. Something very legitimate and close. But that North crown is theirs to take, man. It's in their hands.
Absolutely, and the players know that. I mean, you look at the proof's in the pudding. You go back to last year, you're 5-1 in your own division, and that's even spite that 1-6 start. And you go to Minnesota and completely throw that game away. Jamaal knows what they have. And that's why I love Jamaal, because he's been speaking for the team lately. He's clearly a leader, more of those foundational pieces. And not talking about as an Aiden or Kirby. I'm talking about in terms of leadership, importance, teammates loving him, coaches, and even Brad Holmes loving him. Like, Jamaal is kind of embodies the entire team. So he's got to come back. And I know it won't be expensive, so there's a little sprinkle on top of that. But to talk about the North, to be 5-1 in the NFC North, in a year where you're second, and given they have to be healthy, of course, this upcoming season, that's a big part of it, but they have assets, right? And last year, even the assets they utilized or they took in the draft, Aiden, Kirby, Malcolm, so on and so forth, those guys were some of your more impactful players on defense. And you saw down the stretch, the defense improved. We knew what the offense was. We didn't know they would be a top 3-4 offense in the NFL, but we know they'd be better. They'd be good. But you're coming back next year with the same coaching staff, mostly. You added some new guys, Scotty Montgomery. You got a defense that it isn't going nowhere. I mean, a lot of these impactful players are under contract for an extended period of time. But on top of that, you have momentum. Like that's a big part of it. I know, Terry always says momentum doesn't transfer from season to season. 8-2 down the stretch, competing with some of the better teams. I mean, almost beating Buffalo on Thanksgiving, completely obliterating the Jacksonville Jaguars, beating the Packers in Lambeau.
That's a bit
Sunday
SOL
Night Football.
to me.
That's what the whole it doesn't translate thing.
It doesn't translate when you're 3-11. You're 3-11,
and you win the last 3 games.
and you win the last 3 games.
I agree.
That doesn't mean shit.
8-2
but
is
when
different.
you go 8-2 down the stretch, you beat New York, a playoff team, on the road. You beat the Bears on the road. You sweep them. You sweep the Packers. You win in Lambeau, knock them out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you had a dud against Carolina. You play it close with the Buffalo Bills. That wasn't a cupcake schedule where you were walking around like, win. No. They looked like a legitimate football team. What do you mean it doesn't translate into next year? Of course it does. Of course it does. Now, do you want to avoid a 1-6 start? That would be ideal, please.
And eliminating some of those duds on offense, of course.
I'd like to not rip my hair out 7 weeks into next season, please. I would really appreciate that, Detroit. So if we could start 4-3, I would be very happy. Please avoid a 1-6 start. I swear to God, I might lose my fucking shit. Please. So come out to a good start. Doesn't need to be hot. Have a good, consistent season. Let's go compete for the NFC North, where 10-11 games probably wins the North next year.
I agree. I think 10-11's fair. And in Minnesota, I think they'll be in the conversation. But like you said, the only way the Lions, in my opinion, won't win the NFC North is if it's a game, difference, or you lose, towards the end of the season. Minnesota gets you by a game. That makes sense. But there's no reason why the Lions can't be close second or first. Like they're in a great position right now. I mean, who knows? They have the 6th and 18th pick. They have some money. You got to bring some of these players back. You're going to get a full season of Jameson Williams. We'll see what they do at right guard. Like there's a lot of things to look forward to. And on top of that, everyone's pretty much, or most of the guys, have learned from mistakes, right? Dan Campbell, we talked about his development towards the end of last season. That 1-6 start, I think, as ugly as it was, it taught a lot of guys, including coaches, lessons into next season. So you can't start 1-6. I don't think they will. I think they learned a lot from that start. But again, the schedule will look a little differently. So, I mean, early in the season, we talked about all the teams they were facing. Faced a lot of winning teams early on, and they almost took down the Vikings, of course, in the NFC North. But if you go 5-1 last year with a 1-6 start and in that roller coaster of a season, you go into next season with more talent, guys 1 year older, getting better, improving. There's no question to me who should be the favorite. It's the Lions, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Minnesota will be in that conversation, but they might even have to let Dalvin Cook go.
They might have to
Dalvin
let
Cook.
Adam Thielen, Harrison Smith, and Dalvin Cook. And maybe they're lucky to get one player alongside re-signing Justin Jefferson to the highest contract in wide receivers.
It seems like two teams are trending downwards with the Vikings and Packers because of the cap hell they're in. You have the Bears trending slightly upwards. I don't think they'll be good next season. And then you have the Lions, who are in the middle. They're trending upwards, but they still have enough to compete. They're in a great situation right now.
I'm confidently optimistic. I think what Jamaal Williams said is a breath of fresh air. I don't even recall in the Stafford days, in the Calvin days, and even when you had a top 5 defense, where conversations were not only local but national about your football team winning the North. Hasn't happened to me. Now, does Jamaal Williams speak for everybody? No. Maybe there are people out there that have their reservations. I am not one of them, Jeff. I don't believe you are either. This is a team next year that should compete for the North. And I think they can win it. And yes, I do think Minnesota wins 3-4 less games this year. I do. Kirk Cousins is still their quarterback. And with all the money they're going to put into him and Justin Jefferson, good luck, because that defense isn't getting better overnight.
No, and they got TJ coming down the pipeline. He's got to get paid.
They have to pay him.
You're going to have to. I mean, come on. You're going to keep paying offensive players a majority of your salary cap, and you got your defense over there that is one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. So The Vikings and Packers have more talent on defense, but they got to figure out what they're doing at quarterback. So both those teams, to me, they got some things to figure out. The Lions don't have too much to figure out. They just got to patch some holes.
We make a lot about this running back room situation. We'll talk more about it at 9:30, but just deep breath. Tyler Algier ran for 1,000 yards, 5th-round draft pick for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco, playing in the Super Bowl, took over the starting role in Kansas City, 7th-round draft pick. You don't need to sign Josh Jacobs. You don't need to re-sign Jamaal Williams for a boatload of money. Resign him. Pay him what he's asking for. Don't overspend. Go draft a running back in the 5th round. Hell, draft one in the 5th and the 7th. I don't care what you do. Just draft one later on in the draft. I promise you, they'll be just fine. If Swift goes down again, you'll have Jamaal and fresh legs, rookie running back, ready to insert behind a very good offensive line.
He'll just take Justin Jackson's spot, which, I mean, listen, great. He provided some great things for the Lions this year, but, I mean, come on. You'll have a draft pick to replace him. So I'm all for you. I don't think it changes what we think they should do in the draft, but Jamaal is somebody that you got to bring back. He even said in the same, when he made the appearance, he wants to retire if he could.
Guys,
so,
I don't like being mean, okay? I'm really working on my anger.
Oh, you're not? You don't like to be mean?
No, this is the thing. Like, I'm really working on my anger problems. Having said that,
Are
Steven,
you actually?
what the fuck?
Oh, God.
Steven, shut the fuck up, man. Just don't say dumb shit.
Okay, if you're working
Shut
on
up, Fish. Shut up. It's 8:30 in the morning. I don't have time for this shit. Who else do the Atlanta Falcons have? Algier is not as productive on a more talented team. Put him on the Lions and he gets Craig Reynolds numbers. Dude, he averaged 5 yards a carry. What the fuck are you talking about? You know who averaged 5 yards a carry on your team? Nobody. You know what kind of offensive line you have? You have a top 5 offensive line. You know what the Falcons have? Dick.
I know, that's what's unreal.
All the Falcons do is run the ball, yes. Because they can't throw it, which means they're one-dimensional.
Right, so they're easy.
And teams know what they're going to do. And they still can't stop this kid. Calm down.
Wow,
I'm really not trying to get
Funky.
upset.
Funky said, "There goes that good mood in the chat." What happened to the good mood?
I was having a good day. I had a coffee this morning, brewed it myself.
Oh.
I made one for my wife before she went off to work.
Oh, wow.
I even ate a bagel for breakfast.
Oh, my goodness.
I had a complete morning.
Wow.
And it's all gone to shit.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I bet you that bagel is pretty good. Cream cheese or butter?
Butter.
Wait, cream cheese?
It's not a bagel.
You just put butter on it?
No, I put cream cheese. What the fuck do
I
you
thought
do?
you said butter as in you put butter. Okay.
No, what do you mean you put
Butter's
butter on a
not
bagel?
Bad.
Butter's
not bad.
You
I
sick
have
asses?
put butter on it. What's wrong with butter on a bagel?
What do you mean what's wrong with butter on a bagel? It's not a bagel. It's bread with butter. It's not a bagel if there's butter on it. The fuck?
I mean, it's...
What are you, sick fuck?
Yeah, I am pretty sick.
It's a bagel. Put cream cheese on it.
Well, I do that, but I can't put butter on it as well? I can't have 1/2 butter, 1/2 cream cheese, best of both worlds.
No, it's not. What? You sick fucks.
I didn't know that.
How many of you put butter on your bagels?
That's gotta be a poll, because
Gabby,
I bet
you too?
see?
I fucking hate every single one of you.
Popular.
I'm disgusted.
No, I don't put butter on it, but I don't
disgusted.
mind it. I put cream cheese.
It's
You gotta go
pretty-
with it.
This is
pretty
a white
popular.
person thing. This has to be a white person invention. Some dude woke up, or woman woke up in the morning. They forgot to buy cream cheese, and they're like, "Oh, I'll settle for butter." Oh, this is really good. Oh my god, that's what happened.
Have you never had a butter bagel?
No,
It's pretty good.
no, and I never will.
Dang.
It's not a bagel if it's not cream cheese.
See, look what we did. Adam was having a
Okay.
good mood, and then here
And it all went to
and
shit
then here come
in
the
2
Tyler
minutes.
Algier comment, and now butter on a bagel. I mean, he's in
Jeff, is there
disarray
something
right now.
wrong with that?
What,
Butter on a bagel?
I mean, no. I know people that put butter on a bagel.
There you
but-
go.
I am happy to say I don't know anybody, and the fact that all of you, I'm ashamed. I can't believe I work with people that put butter on their bagels. We gotta, you know what? Put up job boards. We need new staff. We're going to break. When do we get back? Jeff and I will share our top 10 NBA players of all time. 8:45, we'll get to Roger Goodell. At 9 o'clock, Jeff Okudah, his fifth-year option dilemma. That and so much more. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness. Sign up today. What are you waiting for? Home of the judgment-free zone. Sign up. $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. What the hell are you waiting for? Get off your ass. Go to the gym. You'll feel better, and you'll thank me later. So let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll see you when we get back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Shop, eat, and play all winter long downtown with the Monroe Street Midway. What are you waiting for? Puck putt, winter bumper cars, indoor arcades, food and drinks galore. What are you waiting for, huh? Take your friends, take fish, take your family, take a trip downtown to the Monroe Street Midway. Let them know your good friends over at Woodward Sports sent you. We're back here on the morning show, live 8:30, woodwardsports.com. All right, here's what we're going to do. Jeff, before you give me the list, did you have Bill and Wilton?
Yes. Well, but we've talked about this. I look at era to era a little differently than you do. I know it's tough because you're like, well, Wilt played against
No, it's not that Wilt who he played against.
Okay.
I just don't know how to quantify
and I get
those
that.
numbers.
I get that.
I find his numbers so ridiculous that if I put him anywhere outside of one, I think it's unfair to him. Realistically, like what he did was stupid. Like, that's what you do in 2K when you put it on rookie mode. And he did that in real life.
Yeah, he did.
But they're going to be on the list. So let's start. You want to go from 10 down?
Let's do it.
All right. No, it's better to go through one. Start at one.
You want to just get the
Yeah, let's get
the juice, or you want to
juice out. So
okay.
I'll let you go first, and then we'll alternate. Fair?
Fair. Okay, so number one, the kid from Akron, LeBron James, son to Gloria James, husband to
all right.
Savannah James.
Fucking dramatic over here. I love it.
Okay, I'm going.
Name the kids while you're at it.
I'm going with LeBron James. Hey, hate me all you want. I have an appreciation. I think longevity to me matters. And if we're talking of era, you might say to me, well, MJ wouldn't have let anybody win in his era. Well, okay.
That's not true. Hakeem won twice.
Yes,
the
he
Spurs
was
and
not
Duncan
there.
won.
But I look at the greatest a little differently. If you say MJ, I will not argue with you. That's fine. But personally, I'm going with LeBron
Well, my
James.
reasons will be different.
Okay.
I don't care about the finals. I think the NBA Finals trick of 6-0 is so mystique, and no, I think we overvalue a few things. I still think Michael is the greatest basketball player of all time. You look at what they both averaged in the finals: LeBron 27, 10, and 8, Michael Jordan 34, 6, and 6. So this narrative that Michael was never an all-around player, I think, is a bunch of bogus. But we're not going to get into that. Michael, I think he's the whole deal. The whole package. I don't think he was ever the passer that LeBron is. I don't think LeBron was ever the scorer in terms of scoring, but ironically, he's the all-time leading scorer in the NBA.
But MJ has the highest scoring average.
I'm not going to argue against LeBron. We did this yesterday. I'm not doing the LeBron talk. I'm not going to sit here and get upset with anybody that says LeBron is number one, because I'm not going to deny how great he's been. For my list, Adam, Michael's number one. Coming in at 2, LeBron James, Jeff. For all the reasons you said, one of the greatest players in my lifetime. I think, not one of, he is the greatest player in my lifetime. He was miles ahead of Kobe. He was miles ahead of every player he ever played against. And yes, he didn't have the mystique or the competitive juice that Michael had. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to disregard his accomplishments. 4 titles, the MVPs, the 4 finals MVPs, 3 chips with 3 different teams. I'm not going to disregard it. Along with really empowering the NBA player. You know, we talk about how Michael globalized the game. Steph Curry revolutionized it. LeBron empowered the superstar to leave via trade or free agency. LeBron started that, nobody else. And whether you like it or not, I don't care. He's responsible for it.
Right.
That's my second greatest player of all time.
And if you're still upset about him switching teams, I mean, go. I suggest go talking to somebody. We'll go to 3. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, rightfully so.
We agree.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any debate there. You could argue, honestly, if you said Kareem, I know Isaiah Thomas believes Kareem's the best player of all time. I wouldn't even argue with him. Because I think Kareem, the most dominant career, like you look at from high school, like if we're talking basketball, from high school to college, didn't lose a game in college. Like people don't remember that either. So Kareem 3 to me, and rightfully so. Those top 3, man, I don't think you can change the order, but you got to have those 3 on your list. In my opinion,
those are my 3. I would agree with you. Number 4, this is where things get a little dicey.
I don't think so.
I got Larry Bird at number 4.
Oh, okay.
And Larry Bird, to me, is one of the greatest basketball players ever. No, I didn't watch him. No, I didn't grow up watching him. But I acknowledge and I listen to those not only who played the game, but played alongside Bird. When Magic Johnson, when Michael Jordan, when Isaiah Thomas hate you and hate your guts, I think you're doing something right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm going to put Bird at 4. And it was really tough because Magic, you could argue, is 4. Those are my 4 and 5. I'll just break it to you now. Bird 4, Magic 5. I have no problem if that's your 4 5.
I got Magic Johnson, and rightfully so. We know what he's done. 5-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time MVP. And what he's done. And honestly, people forget, too, Magic had to end his career early, obviously because of other things in life. But still, as short of his career was, played to his early 30s. I mean, what he did accomplishment-wise, changing the point guard position, I think means a ton. So I'm putting Magic at 4 for me.
Okay, I got Magic.
This is where things are going to get spicy. Cause
I know you have Kobe at 5. I already want to kill myself.
No, you're going to be, yeah.
All right, good. Magic Johnson at 5 for me. Tough not to have him at 4. Magic's on the Mount Rushmore, whatever you want to call it, your list. I think he's on everybody's top 5.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with that. And again, to me, these aren't knocks. Preference, me, Larry Bird, number 4. Magic Johnson, number 5. What a great Laker. You could argue the greatest Laker of all time. Jeff?
So, going with Bill Russell.
Okay.
At number 5. Because, and that's the thing, too. You think of Wilt as the most dominant player. I mean, again, bring up his competition, but still the most dominant player. Had to change the rules for him. Couldn't even beat Bill Russell. Even with All-Stars, Hall of Famers on Wilt's team. Like Bill Russell, you can say, well, yeah, he played on a stacked team back in an era where there wasn't much competition.
There weren't many teams either.
You still deserve, 11-time NBA champion, 5-time MVP, 12-time All-Star. What Bill Russell's done legacy-wise deserves to be in here. So 5th on my list is Bill Russell, right behind the other 4 players I just named.
All right, number 6. Now I'm going to bring in Wilt and Bill. I got Bill Russell at 6. Out of acknowledgement for everything he accomplished in his career, I wish I could leave them out of my 10. Because there are players like Hakeem Olajuwon. There are players that I would love to have in on this list that I personally saw. And I can at least give an honest opinion here. But I don't know what to do with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, if I'm honest with all of you. I don't. But out of respect, I'm going to have him at 6.
Right.
But I have no idea why I'm putting him here, if I'm honest with all of you this morning. Because I never saw him play. I have no footage of him. It's all black and white. Ridiculous numbers, ridiculous champion. Did amazing things for the game of basketball and for society in general. I got nothing bad to say about Bill Russell.
No.
He's my 6.
And number 6 for me, Wilt Chamberlain. You can argue, again, I'm going to bring it up, most dominant player ever. Had to change the rules for him, what he's done, the records he set. I mean, having the 100-point game, so on and so forth. He's done things. I get at the time, we keep bringing it up, the competition, but still, just looking at what he did from a basketball perspective, accomplished some things that will never be done ever again. So Wilt's got to be on that list. I got him at 6.
So I left Wilt out of my 10. I only wanted to pick one of them because I wanted room to really acknowledge some of the players that I do believe are some of the greatest ever. Okay? Coming in at number 7, to me, the epitome of a champion, the epitome of an all-around player, the epitome of what building a dynasty around one individual looks like. I got number 7, Tim Duncan. I think he goes underappreciated for all the championships he was part of. Let's not forget he has 2 wins over LeBron James in the NBA Finals, and that was with Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. Yes, good at the time, but you weren't shelling out max contract money for those guys. It was all built around Tim Duncan. David Robinson didn't win until Tim Duncan showed up in the NBA. I got Tim Duncan number 7.
So I don't hate that. He's in right around that area. I got a couple other players ahead of him, but 7. I got Larry Bird. Had to bring him up eventually. 3-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVPs, 1 MVP in consecutive years. And there was years where he came in second. Like, Larry Bird could have arguably won MVP probably every season, but it is what it is. Larry Bird, he's one of a kind. Won the three-point competition multiple times. I mean, one of the greatest trash talkers of all times, and a man that instilled fear in his opponents. So Larry Bird, 7 to me.
I think we're going to agree on 8, Shaquille O'Neal.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Shaquille O'Neal, number 8. Probably had the most dominant stretch of basketball, physical stretch I think we've seen in NBA history.
Yeah.
Robbed of another MVP, of course, from Steve Nash, but we don't need to talk about that. My goodness. Shaquille O'Neal, 1-3 with Kobe, wins 1 with Dwayne Wade. We talk about all these guys in their prime. Shaquille O'Neal's prime was just stupid. It just was stupid. You couldn't do anything to stop him. You just couldn't. For me, Shaquille O'Neal, number 8, Jeff.
So, number 8 for me, I have Kobe Bryant. And again, you bring up those first couple championships with him and Shaq, and Shaq, one of those Finals MVP, if I'm not mistaken, most of those Finals MVP. I think he won all 3. They won, and then Kobe later in years won one with Pau Gasol, won Finals MVP twice. So I think the credit gets put on Shaq, but the fact that Kobe was able to win 2 more without Shaq, and with Pau Gasol, and Pau Gasol was a good player, but the dominance of Kobe, for example, he was a scoring champion twice, won the slam dunk competition, which is hilarious. MJ also did that. 18-time All-Star. 11-time All-NBA first team. 11-time All-NBA first team. Deserves it. And he won MVP, of course. Probably could have won another MVP. I got Kobe beating Bryant up there. I got him at 8.
This is so hard for me. This is where things get very difficult because Hakeem Olajuwon, to me, just like Tim Duncan, underappreciated.
Right.
I don't think we appreciate what he did in the NBA enough. His ability to win 2 titles back to back. Yes, it was during the stretch where Michael Jordan had retired and then came back and lost to the Orlando Magic and Shaq. But I got Kobe Bryant at 9. Look, Kobe to me, second greatest shooting guard of all time.
Yep.
Only behind Mike. I think what Kobe did, to your credit, unbelievable. Amazing basketball player. It really the epitome of what you want a leader to be. All nonsense, no nonsense, all about winning. And that's what Kobe was about. It was about winning. You look at the Olympic run they made. The redeemed, however the hell you want to label that team.
Kobe led that. They brought Kobe in to save them.
That was his team.
Yeah.
He led them mentally. He was the guy. Kobe Bryant, for my lifetime, amazing to watch. Really tragic what happened to him and his daughter, and really everybody that was involved in what happened. But look, I'm not gonna play nice because he's passed away now.
No.
The truth is, Kobe Bryant had his faults. Kobe Bryant had a lot of faults in his game, and yes, it wasn't until they went out and got Pau Gasol, who was a star player in the NBA, when he finally rejuvenated his career, and they got Phil Jackson back, and they went and got to 3 straight finals and won 2 of them against Orlando and Boston. It's all great, but at the end of the day, we're talking about the 10 greatest players of all time. If he's in my 10, I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah, and even if Kobe was still alive to this day, it wouldn't change where he's put for me. He's still, like you said, the second greatest shooting guard of all time. R.I.P. Kobe. But number 9, Shaquille O'Neal. We pretty much just swapped them around. Shaq, besides Will, the most dominant player. You could throw Hakeem in there as well, physically, of all time. And what Shaq's done, I know he didn't take care of himself, but still, his presence, those prime years of Shaq were terrifying. There was not one human in the NBA that could match up with him physically. He was a bully. He was dominant, and he deserves a ton of credit for that. So Shaq, to me, he's up there. He's at 9 on my list.
All right.
Well, so we get to 10.
This is where it's difficult because I have 3 players I would love to put in. And without giving, like, honorable mentions, I kind of want to, though. Like, to me, Steph Curry deserves an honorable mention. Revolutionized the game. He's a 4-time champion. There's not much you can say against Steph Curry or making the case for him. But for me, you can even throw in, to be honest with you, Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robinson. You got some players, but Hakeem Olajuwon, number 10. I couldn't do a top 10 without Hakeem in it. 2-time champion. I mean, this guy outdueled Shaq, Ewing, you name him, he was better than all of them. You could argue he was the best player in his time at his position for almost a decade. Hakeem Olajuwon was that guy. 2 titles. I'm not going to disrespect him. To me, number 10. Look, you want to talk about accomplishments overall game. When we talk about players at 11, 12, and 13, we're talking about players like Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, a lot of great players. But to me, Hakeem Olajuwon deserves to be at 10. Steph Curry, maybe when it's all said and done, moves up. I don't think Isaiah Thomas was ever a top 10 player. I think that's ridiculous if he's on your list. But he's damn close to that. He's top 15 for sure.
So, number 10, I struggled because I don't have Tim Duncan. I haven't said his name yet, and I haven't said Hakeem's name yet. So those are the two players I considered at 10. Steph is at 11 for me. He's just outside. Same with, you can bring other players up like a Jerry West, whoever. I mean, Kevin Durant. There's a ton of guys you can debate. But for me, if you're going between Tim Duncan or Hakeem, I know if you're looking at accolades and you're looking at, championships and longevity, being a contender, you can look at Tim Duncan. But if we're talking individual player and dominance, Hakeem Olajuwon is better than Tim Duncan. That's not really an insult. Hakeem is one of the greatest players ever in the NBA, and same with Tim Duncan. But Hakeem to me gets that nod because Hakeem at his peak and Tim Duncan at his peak, I'll take Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, for what he was able to do, we know that signature Hakeem post fadeaway. Like, he has an arsenal of moves offensively, and defensively he was just as dominant. So give me Hakeem Olajuwon. He deserves respect there. Even though, man, Tim Duncan, you can make an argument. I'm going to go with Hakeem.
Good. I'm shocked you left Duncan off the list.
Yeah, it was.
I had him high on my list. I had him at 7.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you didn't have Wilt, so that's probably the trade-off.
You got rid of a spot. That's true.
I would have Tim at 11. He would be.
I don't know what to do with Wilt or Bill. I swear to God, I don't.
I know.
Like, honestly, Bill shouldn't even be on my list because I don't know what the hell to do with him. I don't. What do I do, Jeff?
I know. That's why when I look at players, I got to look at their era. Like, it's tough because. I know. You're like, man, what do I do with Wilt? Like, he put up absurd numbers. Give me top 3 point guards all time, top 3. Just give me top 3 point guards. I want to see where you put Zeke. Okay, top 3 point guards, I would go Magic, Steph, and Zeke.
All right, I don't disagree.
And if you want to put AI at 4,
I'm going to put Zeke in front of Steph.
But I put him as a 2 guard.
I can't deny Steph and how great he is.
Yeah. I remember we had that conversation before, and I think we both agreed it was Zeke, and then Steph won the title, won Finals MVP.
It's tough not to. I agree. We'll be back. When we get back, Roger Goodell had some interesting thoughts on officiating. Jeff is going to hate me for this, so we'll do that when we get back. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Alta.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been, I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Jeff Iafrate here. Let me tell you about our friends at Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, because it is the home of the original football bowling game, true to play for $12. The $12 unlimited open play, or you can pay $120 for a lane reservation for up to 10 people. They got $2 mystery beer machines and a full bar. Check it all out, fullingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live, woodwardsports.com. 8:50, 10 minutes. Roger Goodell says the state of NFL officiating is, quote, at an all-time best. It's never been better. He can't remember a time where officiating was better. Now, I think at face value, I think we all laugh at that. Right? I think that's fair to say.
Fair, yes.
But he makes a very good point. Statistically, they are making fewer mistakes than ever. Replay's been a big help. The additional referee in the booth has been help. The way they've set up New York now, it's all been an additional help. I think officiating, if I'm honest, is a lot better. I do. The problem is, it's not perfect, like Roger Goodell said. And there are moments, like in the Seattle Rams game at the end of the year, or even the Saints and the Rams in the NFC title game all those years ago. There are moments where it fails you, and it costs you everything. It costs the Lions potentially a playoff spot. Fair? So you can be upset with refereeing, and I agree, it's not perfect. But it's part of the game, and I would prefer mistakes from referees, whether they benefited or hurt me, than a robot making all the decisions. I like the natural part of the game. I just do. I don't know if I'm the problem, but I have no problem with what Roger Goodell said, to be honest with you. I think he's right. I have no issue. Statistically, he's absolutely correct. The officiating has gotten better. Do I think they can pay more training, more full-time? Yes. Yes to a lot of improvements. But I don't look back at this past NFL season, Jeff, and say, man, the Eagles and the Eagles and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl because the referees fucked it up from week 1 to the NFC AFC title games. I don't. Were there mistakes? Oh, God, yes.
But there's always going to be mistakes. I think that's what people... I mean, I get it. Being frustrated with the referees, especially if you're fans of those respective teams. But I love what Roger said because it's... You read the headline and you see he said, I don't think it's ever been better. And you're like, what? But the more you read into it, and if you go watch... He mentions how, like you mentioned, replay and them being able to go in slow-mo, relook at calls, and again, they'll never be perfect. And he even said that, we'll never be perfect. Are we going to try to be better? Of course. But there's a human element, and that's always what it's going to be across really all sports.
I mean, let me ask you guys this, okay? Can we all agree there's probably a hold on every play in the NFL? Is that fair?
Oh,
so would you prefer a robot up in the booth to process what's going on? And throw a flag every single play?
Taylor Decker went on Pardon My Take and said, I probably have a false start 60% of the snaps. He goes, but they just don't call it. And they laughed about it. Like
Lane Johnson. What, didn't I tell you this like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Dude looks like he's jumping off early, and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Either he's spot on with the cadence, but my goodness, man. My goodness.
So, like, that's going to happen. So, there's two ways to look at this. One side, I get the frustration with the referees on some calls. I mean, you can go back to even the Saints-Rams game in the NFC title game when that PI call that was never called, and they had to implement a review system, which was kind of a disaster. There is a lot of emotion involved in these games, invested in these games. But at the end of the day, the referees are human. Like the Devontae Smith catch against the 49ers, that wasn't a catch, but again, that's Kyle Shanahan's job. You got to review that. Like, you got to throw a challenge flag on that. You can't always blame the refs. Like, you had an opportunity. The Eagles ran a play quickly. That's it. It's over with. So, I mean, I get it. There's always going to be a human element. I know it's different because we're not fans. We don't cover these teams. So if it was the Lions in that position, like the PI call against Dallas, that wasn't a PI call.
You know what? Tough shit, man.
But that's what happens. You had time after that, and
I've seen dynasties
you didn't capitalize.
Start and end on officiating.
Bad boys. The phantom call. Bill Laimbeer did not foul Kareem, but hey, what are you going to do?
Tom Brady. Charles Woodson.
If
it's part of the game.
That foul didn't happen.
Armando Galarraga. Part of the game. Just got to live with it sometimes. Whether it's right or wrong, That's at least how I feel about all this. That's how I feel. I like the automatic reviews under 2 minutes. I like a lot of the changes they've made. I think the additional official has helped. But at the end of the day, guys, you're never going to be happy with officiating, because when the moment is the brightest, you're going to want a specific call if it doesn't go your way.
Right.
How about you execute the play instead of crying for defensive holding or pass interference? Execute the play.
I like this comment too. Frank Daniels says in the chat, the NFL makes $18 billion annually. Get full-time referees. I think he has a point with that. The refereeing, I guess, the educational side of things, and guys that are full-time. Like Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and he talked about how the NFL lost a lot of their top referees to full-time jobs on television. And I think Roger was asked this at this press conference and he addressed it. And he said, I don't think that's a factor at all, which is zero. So he completely shut that down, but it is worth talking about.
Well, you know
he's
what?
Right.
We say they're not full-time, but they're training and doing seminars and follow-ups and exams in the off-season. And I'm sorry, I don't think officiating is shit. I don't. I would disagree. I think it's actually, among all the sports, I think officiating in the NFL is better than the NBA. Definitely better than the MLB. I would argue only the NHL really gets it right. And that's because they're all classy men. And they have their shit together.
Yeah. But the NHL has their moments, too.
I mean, not really. It's not like Connor McDavid's on a breakaway in the conference final game, Game 7. The guy clearly slides across and trips him on the breakaway, and they don't call anything.
Yeah,
I mean, there aren't like egregious things happening.
Imagine that.
I would say hockey, they get it more right.
They get it right more than anybody.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Like in the NFL, man, there's an excuse. It is so fast.
11 players on each side you're watching. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot going on. In the NHL, yes, it's who has the puck, who's watching off. All right, is that interference? Is that roughing? I don't know. Like, what is it? What are we doing here?
Yeah. And I don't think making the referees full-time will all of a sudden fix all these calls.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying
what
that.
What fixes it?
Because they're human.
Is continued proper training.
There you go.
Acknowledging mistakes. But also stop sending these stupid reports like, hey, Detroit, the referees missed 7 penalties in this game. We apologize for it. Nobody cares. Just do me a favor. Make sure the next time we play, you only miss 1 or 2 calls.
Can I propose something?
Go for it.
And Mike, if you could, I would like a poll with this question because I want to see what the people think. And I've seen this floated around before on Twitter, and it's funny to think about because no other sports, I don't think no other sports does it, if I'm not mistaken.
What is it?
The NFL referees having press conferences. Think about that. Think about these sons. Think about after a game, coming to the podium.
Nobody would ever referee. We would lose all the referees.
Having to talk to the media about your mistake.
Oh, no. You know what they do, though? They do, but privately to their upper management. Like, that's what they do. They review how they performed.
I know.
They are reviewed very critically midweek of every NFL season.
I would love
And if you're missing a lot of plays and a lot to they remove you from the list.
Bye. We'll see you later.
Imagine referee blown PI call in an NFC title game. You go to the podium and you have to look the reporter in the eye and he's like, why'd you miss the call? And he's like, well, and I didn't see. He basically, that's the situation. Imagine they had to do a post game after that Lions-Cowboys missed PI call. Like, man, I would have loved to see it. So, but it'll never happen. But it is an idea.
No.
Roger Goodell, I won't charge you for that idea. You can have it.
I think they had one soccer game like 10 years ago where they actually interviewed the ref on like all the stuff he did. Like, hey, you missed the call in the 55th minute. What was that about? And they talked to him. But I don't think they've done that since.
See, and that would be a disaster.
Well, look, let's take a break.
I think the refs would like it because then you get transparency. Then you actually know what the refs
think it's a good thing.
are talking.
I would love it.
Oh, what I see is the guy puts his hand up on the side there.
I don't need referees explaining anything to the American public.
So because he's putting his hand up, there's a little pushing and shoving there.
I don't need referees
call that
fish.
because of the pushing and shoving match going forward. When the ball comes through, what's happening is both players are going for the ball at the same time. So it's simultaneously when they go for the ball. Therefore, no pass interference because they're simultaneously going for the football.
Great explanation, Fish.
See? Great
job.
2-3 minutes of an interview with a referee, that'll be legendary.
No, it wouldn't.
There'll be some refs that would hate it. Some refs would love it.
Fish, I got to go to break.
I love you, Fish.
Okay.
We'll talk about this after the break, Fish. You can get your shine.
When we get back, Jeff Okudah and the dilemma of his fifth-year option coming up next. Jeff, your thoughts on it. But before we do, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. Let me tell you about my good friends over at the Bedrock Detroit, downtown at the Monroe Street Midway. Go today, go tomorrow, go on the weekend. Take Fish, take your family, take your friends. I don't care who you take, just go check them out and have a good time. And no, Fish, I will not be taking you. We are back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Jeff Okudah in the news a little bit. And the dilemma of his fifth-year option that, Jeff, will cost somewhere around $11 to $14 million for that fifth year. I'm not asking you to talk to me about what he's done or, if I've been unfair to him. Walk me through this fifth-year option and your thoughts on it.
So, this is a tough one because if you're looking at the player, I don't mind Jeff Okudah. I know you can talk about where he was drafted and so on and so forth. With this secondary as it is, I don't mind Jeff Okudah being a part of it. I don't. Now, here's where I run into, I'm between a rock and a hard place because I see the price tag. I want to get the specific number. $11.5 million for that fifth-year option for the 24 season. And I want to read you some of the corners who are making that money right now and tell me if you think Jeff is better than these players. DJ Reed for the Jets. Dante Jackson for the Panthers.
Nope.
Dory Jackson for the Giants.
Nope.
Okay, we'll go Stephon Gilmore, even old Stephon Gilmore. Kendall Fuller.
Nope.
Derek Stingley.
Nope.
So this is the predicament we're in. If we're talking about cap, yeah, that's tough. To pay him $11.5. I like Jeff Okudah, would like to see him grow, of course, but that's where the third overall pick kind of swings back because $11.5 million for a player has not made one Pro Bowl yet. If he did, it'd be more, but he hasn't. It's $11.5. That's a lot of money. But I'm just saying, he hasn't even been nominated to be a Pro Bowler. So not that it means anything, but still, I think I'd pass on that. But who knows? Will Brad pick it up?
I have 11.5 million reasons why I should say no.
And imagine that you're Brad Holmes. You didn't draft him. You have no emotional you have no ties to him.
Well, there are a lot of emotional ties because a lot of the writers in this town, and you know who you are very upset that Jeff Okudah is being treated by people like me the way he is. When the reality is, Jeff Okudah has never lived up to the billing. He's never been worthy of a number 3 overall pick. And hell, I would have taken if Jeff Okudah was as good as Asante Samuel Jr., who's a second-round pick. I would take that any day of the week, and I can't even get that. I get constant injuries. I get inconsistent performances. I get one really good game against Minnesota. I get a opportunistic play against Chicago, and I get nothing else the rest of the year. Oh, and I would say a good game against Devontae Smith in the Eagles week 1.
Yeah.
When A.J. Brown torched you for 180 in the air, and Miles Sanders ran for over 100 yards. But beyond the point.
And that's again, there's.
I'm not asking for Jeff Okudah to turn things around for me. I'm actually not asking for anything anymore from him. I'm done. There is no fifth-year option. He can play for the team this year. Preferably, he's the third corner on the slot, or excuse me, on the depth chart.
Yep.
I would love to go draft a corner in the first round. I would love to pick up a veteran corner in free agency. That would be ideal to me. And then let Jeff Okudah come in and out of the game whenever he's available, and I don't care. Jeff Okudah to me is honestly a non-story moving forward. You can put him officially with Joey Harrington, with Eric Ebron, as some of the biggest busts in the first round in Detroit Lions history.
Now, the good part of this is you get Dre Bly. Not saying he's going to all of a sudden save Jeff, but you get a season of Jeff being healthy for the most part. That's been a big question. He was healthy last season. If he comes out this season, he's healthy, and God forbid he's productive, then we can make it. You can have that decision. Do you want to extend him? Do you want to bring him back? But right now, if we're talking about the 3 years we've seen of Jeff Okudah not being healthy, not being consistent, I mean, it's tough. For $11.5 million, I expect you to be my cornerback 1 or 2. If you want to be 2 and I got a better corner, that's fine. But for $11.5 million, you got to be consistent. And not excellent maybe, but a damn good corner. He's neither of those things yet. So I don't know. I would say no right now because of what I've seen. And just the evidence I have so far from the 3 years of Jeff Okudah, I'm not paying him $11.5 million. I'm just not. And I don't think Brad Holmes would either, because we haven't really seen him fully commit to a corner later than Chase Lucas. So if this year he takes one in the first round or the second round, that corner could very well be better already than Okudah. We don't know. So as of right now, I'll pass on $11.5 million. That's
constantly hurt,
a lot of money.
Dealing with nagging injuries. I'm running out of patience. And I don't think I need to justify my thoughts or what I've said on Jeff Okudah now, because he's played it out. He's played it out. And I think, yes, he made some impactful plays this year. Great. Yay. Dude, I need you for 17 games, and I need you to be my number 1, especially at that dollar number. So I'm not paying the $11.5. I'd rather go spend it on a proven corner and pay him $11.5 million.
The corners I read that are getting paid 11, I would have any of these over Jeff. And again, it is what it is. Like, it's not about Jeff Okudah. Oh, I still, because again, I still believe Jeff can improve, but now we're getting to contractually the contract side of things. We're talking 11.5.
You don't have to justify it, Jeff.
No,
you're right.
I'm not doing it.
You're right, and the reality is,
because me and you have talked about this, and we've disagreed. I mean, we've criticized Jeff, but I think you're a little more already, boot him out the door than I am. But we can mutually agree there is no way in hell you're paying Jeff 11.5.
And you don't have to, number 1. 2, they won't. And 3, unless he is an all-pro corner this year, there is 0 chance he's a Detroit Lion moving forward. And no, everybody at home, you can't trade him. Because if you were a GM, would you trade for him? No, you wouldn't. Okay, cool. So shut your mouth and don't suggest trading Jeff Okudah, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So hopefully moving forward, we can all acknowledge Jeff Okudah was just a big old bust. He was useless, unfortunate, came into the Patricia era, however you want to define it, whatever excuse you want to give him, that's fine. I'm not even mad at you anymore. I think we all know how it's worked out. It's unfortunate because this team would be a lot better if he was what he could be, which I don't even know what that is anymore.
I know. It's been 3 years.
3 years and getting benched in your 3rd year for Mike Hughes is a smack in the face to a lot of people. And it's not Jeff's fault that he was drafted at 3. No, you're right. But when I take you at number 3 overall, I expect you to change my franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Not much Jeff Okudah is doing to do that.
And that's where the tough part of this comes in, because we could say, well, we got to move past him being drafted 3rd overall.
That's a lie.
Salary, but that salary stays with him.
I'm paying him number 3 overall pick money, so you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
When you tell me, oh, what? Look at him. Brad Holmes, the new GM. Dan Campbell's the new coach, huh? Look, man, you just, hey, it's not their fault. These people, man. I'm trying to work on my anger. It's not working. It's not working.
I don't think, newsflash, I don't think you're trying hard enough.
How would you like me to try more, Fish?
Well, I don't know, like I'm going to say it, you're going to get angry at me, but that's going to happen. My New Year's resolution was to not swear as much, and I've done a pretty good job so far through, a month and 10 days? So, like, little steps like that. Like, just every day, even do it in 15-minute increments. Just every 15 minutes, just try not to get angry. Just take a deep breath. Whenever like, people anger you, just go...
Easier said than done.
I know.
And I want to bring up this comment, too. Richard Riggs says, I agree, but he really has only played 1 year. I'd like him to see him as a slot. And this isn't about, he's been healthy, and I just mentioned that. He was healthy this year. Great. But, Richard, can I interest you in $11.5 million for Jeff Okudah? Like, there's no way you're going to look at me and argue yes. There is zero chance. So I agree with you. Maybe he could be your third best corner, whatever it is. I've said the same thing to Adham. But now we're getting to the financial side of things. I mean, you're not paying him 11.5.
There's people out there that want him. There's people out there that, hey, give him more time, Jeff. You got to just give him more time.
Fish, you'd be Matt Millen. That's who you'd be. So this isn't Matt Millen. This is Brad Holmes.
Jeff Okudah is the reason why I don't want to draft a cornerback in the top 10. See, no, Chuck, that's the wrong mentality, my friend. You typically don't draft corners at number 3 unless they end up being Jalen Ramsey or Sauce Gardner. But you draft corners in the top 10. May I interest you in J.C. Horn? Phenomenal. Patrick Surtain, phenomenal. Derek Stingley, very good. Sauce Gardner, phenomenal, the best corner in the NFL right now. May I interest you in those guys? Jalen Ramsey was a top 5 pick. You draft corners in the top 10. You do. They're very valuable. And when you have one, it's very, very helpful to your defensive line, to everybody. It makes everything a lot easier. Now, when you're rebuilding from ground zero, no, you draft edge rushers, offensive linemen, quarterbacks, wide receivers. But eventually, you have to get a complete team. The Lions need corners. I hope they address it in the draft. I hope they address it in free agency. Make me very happy.
Okudah could go from your cornerback 1 at the beginning of the year to next season being probably your third corner.
If he isn't the third next season,
like, things change quickly.
I would be concerned.
Yeah, right. You
take
a rookie.
I don't want the same problems in the secondary that the team experienced this year. You have Tracy Walker coming back, big-time leader. Kirby Joseph going into his second year, big-time playmaker. I need corners who can do their job, who don't rely on safety help all the time, and can show me something. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to take a break. When we get back, Jamaal Williams, why the Lions must resign him. That's coming up at 9:30. Coming up next, though, Philadelphia and Kansas City, Jeff. It's the tale of the tape. Super Bowl. I want some early thoughts on the game. We'll obviously preview the entire Super Bowl tomorrow, but I want to get your first initial thoughts on the game. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends, actually, it's me, I lied. Over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, I'll tell you what. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. So what the hell are you waiting for, huh? Get to a Lady Jane's near you, 10 to 8, 7 days a week, no appointment necessary. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big Super Party. Wait, we can't say Super. We really can't say. Come join us at our Super Party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports Super Party. Well, our Super Party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season. Enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Let me tell you about my good friends over at Matrix Home Solutions. We were there last Friday, and my goodness, these are the most professional, the most elite contracting personnel in the business. What are you waiting for? A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. Looking to renovate your basement, kitchen cabinets, your bathroom. I don't know what the hell you're looking to do. Whatever the wife wants, you do it for her, or vice versa. I don't know what kind of relationship you're in. So anyways, get to Matrix Home Solutions and give them a call, 594-8844. We are back here on the Morning Woodward Show, live, woodwardsports.com. All right. Woo! So I want to do two things here. I want to first acknowledge greatness, because I don't think we talk about it enough. I think we take it for granted. Can we acknowledge that Howie Roseman is on the verge of potentially winning a second Super Bowl with two completely different rosters and two completely different head coaches and two completely different quarterbacks in a 5-year window?
That's unreal, yes. First one was with a backup.
Cool. Can we acknowledge that what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have done together since day one is so special? And you keep counting them out, but they keep getting back. And if he goes out and wins that Super Bowl, he's already cemented himself as a top 2, top 3 quarterback of all time. Think about that. Think about that. You know why? Because if he wins, he'll have more Super Bowls than Brett Favre, than Aaron Rodgers, than Drew Brees.
I thought he was Aaron Rodgers. I was told he was trending on that Aaron Rodgers.
If he loses, he would be trending towards. I would love to see Aaron in a second Super Bowl, let alone a third, but that's never happened. So, it's a horrible example that whoever the hell
terrible
used
comment.
it. But,
yeah, terrible.
This is a Super Bowl about how great the NFL is. Because no matter the odds, the circumstances, you can go from Doug Peterson to Elijah Moore to Shia LaBeouf. I don't care who it is.
Shia LaBeouf.
With great people, you can accomplish great things. You don't have to settle for mediocrity in life. If you believe in yourself so much and you believe what you have somewhere isn't enough, go do it somewhere else. Go work with people that are like-minded, as willing, as hungry as you. Howie Roseman, he got his introduction to the Philadelphia Eagles, didn't leave them alone for almost a year trying to get a free internship. Finally got it. All these years later, boom. One of the 3 best GMs in the NFL. And you know what's funny? It's not that he drafts so well, even though he does. A lot of underrated players on this team are his draft picks. But his acquisitions and free agency via trade, unbelievable, second to none in the NFL. Then you go to the flip side, Brett Veach, Jeff. I mean, I have no words for this. I have no words for the greatness these two teams embody. I have no words. And at the end of the day, when I look at quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes has an opportunity to be one of the 3 greatest ever by winning on Sunday, and I don't think that's hyperbole.
No, and this is, again, we look at how the two teams, and I know, the conversation, when you actually look at both rosters, you're like, well, Philly is loaded, and you're right, they are. But I want to bring up a tweet, if I can find it, because it was tweeted out by Field Yates, and he brought up the comparisons between each roster and how similar they are. And let me just break this down for you, because it's actually crazy how similar. So we'll go with the Chiefs first. 16-3 overall record. Eagles, 16-3 overall record. 546 points scored for the Chiefs this year. 546 points scored for the Eagles. 6 All-Pros, including a Kelsey brother and their quarterback. 6 All-Pros, including a Kelsey brother and their quarterback, for the Eagles. The AFC's number 1 seed for the Chiefs, NFC's number 1 seed for the Eagles. So when you talk about this team and you say, well, Jeff, that pass rush for the Eagles, and I agree, it's deadly. They were chasing the Bears record. You know who was second? The Chiefs. So what Patrick Mahomes is doing this year with essentially your wide receiver at tight end, Travis Kelce, they had some nice pieces, Juju and McCole Hardman. Those guys might not be available for the Super Bowl. Didn't have them against the Bengals. Took care of business. So this Chiefs defense is going to be super important, obviously, with that offensive line. I mean, look at the offensive line for the Eagles, okay? I would say they're the best offensive line. I would say the Chiefs are up there as well. If you want to say the Lions 2, Chiefs 3, that's fine. Chiefs are in that conversation. So the Chiefs have the right personnel in the right spots, right? Good defensive line. Even their secondary is as shaky as you think it'd be with multiple rookies starting. They did well last game against the Bengals, if I had to say so myself. And the Eagles have all those pros. You got Darius Slay. I mean, obviously James Bradbury. You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I mean, you got guys as well with the Eagles. But this Super Bowl is really going to come down to one thing, in my opinion. Well, 2 things. Your quarterback and your head coach. And I would give the advantage of the Chiefs in those 2 areas. Like, I have more faith. Patrick, but this will be his 3rd Super Bowl. He's won 1, he's lost 1. He's comfortable. Jalen Hurts, as much as I love his demeanor, I love his confidence, I love his work ethic, and he's super poised. I mean, he's only, like 24 years old, if I'm not mistaken? And he comes in, he's a Super Bowl, he's at the podium, he's answering questions, doesn't look nervous. There's a difference when you get in this game. And I forgot who mentioned this. I don't know if it was Joe Burrow, who the quarterback was, but they talked about being in the Super Bowl and how it's almost it's like it's professional. Like, it's not like you're in an arena. You're with fans, but they're celebrities, NFL media, NFL, high people, a part of the NFL organization, high up people, Roger Goodell. It's different. Like, this is the biggest game on planet, at least in the United States. So it's different, and I have more trust in Patrick Mahomes in this situation. But although the Eagles are built to win this thing. So, in my opinion, as much as there's not animosity, and you've heard that, I mean, Ermanni and Edwards, they talked about that with Maz as well, and I agree, the not having animosity in the Super Bowl probably doesn't make it as interesting. There's not really a storyline there, with 2 teams that have history or have legitimate beef. I mean, you have some storylines. You got the Kelsey brothers, you have Andy Reid facing the Eagles, but still, this Super Bowl, to me, is a lot closer than people think. I think when you look at the Eagles, and I've said all year, to me, they're the most talented, complete roster. But the Chiefs are getting a lot out of their players to the point where you could argue they're the 2nd most complete roster, which is crazy to say, but they're producing. I mean, so ever since they built that offensive line for the Chiefs, you lose Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes kind of alters how he plays as quarterback, if that makes sense. Before, it was like, hey, I got Tyreek Hill, I can take chances, I can take shots down the field. That was always his MO. Now it's just Travis Kelce and who he has at receiver. You got to actually sit there, break down coverages. You can't take deep shots as much anymore. You really don't have any, big time. You have MVS, who showed against the Bengals he can do that. But what Mahomes is doing with the talent around him on offense is spectacular. So as long as he can be close to 100%, I know Jalen Hurts is banged up as well. The Chiefs are going to be a hard out. They really are. They're going to be a tough team to beat. So I like how people just write teams off. The Super Bowl is going to be close, man. It really will be. And I don't think me and you have even talked about who we have winning in the Super Bowl. So both those things are a complete
that'll happen
surprise.
Tomorrow. But
can't wait.
I see the Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to say slander, but hey, we have to wait to anoint him. If he goes 1-2, that really hurts his case to be in the Brady Montana comp. Why? I want to know. He's been to 3 Super Bowls. How many has Peyton Manning been to? 3.
Well, Mahomes in his first 5 years, too.
No, wait, I lied. Peyton Manning? Yes, he's been to 3, right? I'm not talking out of my ass here, am I? I think Peyton's been to 3. But if I pull up the first 5 seasons of any...
He's been to 4.
He's been to 4?
Yes.
Thank you. I figured, but I think he went to 1 without Dungy, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Indianapolis? I think that's the one I left out. But beyond the point. If I show anybody's first 5 years in the NFL, nobody is more accomplished in NFL history than Patrick Mahomes. No one's been to the title game every single year that they've been a starting quarterback. It's never been done. He's doing it. He's been, an all-pro quarterback 3 times. He's been an MVP. After this year, it'll be his 2nd time. He's won Offensive Player of the Year. He's won everything you can dream of winning already. He has an 80% win rate. He won 64 of his 80 starts. Throws 67% of the balls accurately. He averages over 303 yards a game, the most in NFL history. 192 touchdowns, and has only thrown 49 interceptions. And I have to wait to anoint him because he needs, quote, tenure? Why do I need to do that? Why? Did I have to wait for LeBron James to get the all-time scoring record to have him ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? No. He was already past him. Do I have to wait right now to anoint Luka Doncic as one of the best players in the NBA? Or should I wait for him to win a championship? What are we doing? Why are we gatekeeping? Mahomes is one of the 3 greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. That's a fact. Yes, he's had Andy Reid. You show me any good quarterback in NFL history, and I don't mean good, I mean great. Peyton Manning, Tony Dungy. Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin. Drew Brees, Sean Payton. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. Young, Walsh. Montana, Walsh. Go down the list. Holmgren. Brett Favre. Go down the list. Who else? Mahomes, Reed. Sure, no problem. Show me the list. Should I wait to anoint Joe Burrow, who in 2 years has been to 2 AFC title games and 1 Super Bowl? Should I wait to anoint him? Is he at Mahomes' stratosphere? No, but he's on pace. Because currently only him and Mahomes are on pace to make the AFC title game every year. And nobody else is doing it, except those two. Do I have to wait to anoint Joe Burrow as one of the 3 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now? No, I don't. He's number 2, actually. He's not even 3. Only behind Mahomes. Why do I have to wait? I'd never understand this. Ever. I'll never understand this.
And can I mention one last point before we go to break? And I think this kind of gets lost, too, because you think of the Eagles and what they were able to do. 70 sacks on the season. It's incredibly impressive. I mean, they're chasing records. But let's not act like the Chiefs don't have a defensive line. I think that's what gets lost. It's like, oh, the Eagles are far better than Chiefs with their offensive line and their defensive line. Not really. Slightly better, I'll give you, but far better? You have 70 sacks to the Eagles, 55 to the Chiefs. Okay, we'll go to offensive line. We talk about the teams that have given up the most sacks. Top 3, Tampa, Detroit, Kansas City Chiefs. You know where the Eagles sit? They've given up 44 sacks on the season so far. Again, the best offensive line, but don't sit here and act like the Chiefs aren't close behind them. Like, that's the narrative I think people get lost with. Is the
Eagles have the most complete roster. I think that's what they're getting at.
Let's not get it twisted. Like the Chiefs have the second best defensive line. You could argue the second best offensive line. Oh, okay. Like, that's the stuff people have to kind of remember when you're picking between these two teams. Eagles, I would agree, have the best on both sides. Chiefs, they have the second. So, and I don't think it's an insane drop off to the Chiefs. So, we'll see though. We'll see.
All right, we'll take a break. When we get back, why the Detroit Lions must re-sign Jamaal Williams. It's not about the production, but so much more on and off the field. We'll get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Cintron.
Let me tell you about them. Cintron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling, flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Cintron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. If you're watching the Pistons or the Red Wings and you need something to keep you up or get you up in the morning, try out Cintron. Buy online at drinkcintron.com. Cintron is also available at Amazon.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party? Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet, DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season. Enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
All right, let me tell you about Ryan Ermanni and his exceptional journey with our good friends over at Custom Health Centers. Dr. Jason has provided Ryan with a lifestyle change and a lifestyle plan that, my goodness, the screen really throws me off. I said, please don't use this anymore. Can't we just go back to the normal one?
Can't get over this
one. This is ridiculous. Having said that, Ryan is losing a ton of weight. Looks way better, fitting into clothes he hasn't fitted in maybe years. So I'm so happy for Ryan. Like I told you guys, my brother's on this too, by the way, but it's too early to tell. But so far, he's grinding it out. And I think in 2-3 weeks, you're going to start seeing insane results. I can't wait. I can't wait. But we're back here on the morning show.
Yeah, good luck. You're going to get that till next Thursday, so...
What is it?
You're going to get that back walls till next Thursday, so good luck.
Why till next Thursday?
Because that's when Westfall is back.
He's out till next Thursday?
Yeah, because Wednesday we have an 11 a.m. Cruise game. Go Cruise.
Go Cruise.
Jeff knows. I can see how happy you are, Adam. I mean, hey, Crews are almost more watchable than the Pistons are, so how do you not?
Mute your mic, Fish.
Just
Jeff,
saying.
I want you to sell me, and you don't need to sell me, but sell the audience on why the Detroit Lions must resign Jamaal Williams and not entertain any running back in free agency, re-sign him, and go to the draft.
So he checks every box. When you're looking at or you're determining whether you should re-sign a player or not, I think you take into a couple things into account. Number one, it's reliability. Are you available? Yeah, Jamaal's available. I mean, the man he's played every single game. He's always there. He's not banged up. Even when he is banged up and you see the practice report and he's like, he limited participant in practice, still suits up and plays. Number two would be character. He checks that boxes. I mean, he's one of the captains. He was their emotional leader. Even, I mean, if you watch Hard Knocks, you would know that. So he checks those two boxes. The third one would be productivity. I mean, I don't know if I'm crazy, but broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record and had 1,000 yards this season. And I know it wasn't the most productive yards per carry, but still, the fact that you can use him when DeAndre Swift goes down or something happens, you can rely on Jamaal Williams. And honestly, a bonus into that would be he's not going to be expensive. So he checks all of those boxes. He's not expensive, he's available, he's productive, and he has great character attributes. So yes, I don't think there's really an argument you can say why they shouldn't sign Jamaal. And if you want to pick and choose over which players you'd sign over Jamaal, I would rather have Jamaal over DJ Chark. I would rather have Jamaal over Alex Anzalone. I mean, you could keep going. I would rather have Jamaal. If you're looking at all the free agents, he's the one you're bringing back. And Mr. Ray hit it right on the head in the Woodward Sports chat. He also loves being in Detroit. You're absolutely correct. I didn't even mention that. A player that wants to be here, yeah, you typically don't see that often. So Jamaal, to me, does not – there's no red flags with Jamaal. Zero.
I don't got to worry about anything.
No.
He's my goal line back, short down situational back. Great. I can go pick up a running back, hopefully, ideally, in the 5th round. I don't see the Lions going in the 1st or 2nd round for a running back. I very much doubt that. Maybe they trade up in the draft in the 4th. Who knows? They don't have a 4th-round pick this year, and they go get their running back. But the reality is you can't rely on DeAndre Swift. You've never been able to rely on him. Jamaal Williams I can rely on. He's not the most explosive back, but he's effective in short down situations. So what am I waiting for? Roll out next season. DeAndre Swift is the alpha. The beta, or however you want to define it, is Jamaal Williams, and you have that 4th, 5th round running back waiting to take over if it doesn't work out with Swift. It's that simple.
And for Jamaal, you don't have to worry where he's at in the off season.
I don't got to worry about anything.
You don't got to
He's
worry.
going to be watching hentai or whatever the fuck
Anime.
that shit's
Yeah,
called.
I'll just watch an anime. He's a very simple man.
There you go.
Doesn't even watch TV most of the time. So the guy, I don't know why hentai. What'd you?
I don't know what the hell that is. Isn't that anime?
I mean, yeah. It's anime porn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I mean, you could.
Is it really?
Oh man, are you being serious?
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
He might be. Hey, I'm not judging.
You learn something new every day.
I'm not
talking about?
Hey, listen, I'm not judging.
Oh god.
Jamal, you can do whatever you
I'm
want.
sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to offend
As long
you.
as you're showing up on Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, giving me 20 carries for 90 yards.
I thought
you can do
hentai
whatever
was
you want.
anime.
Dude, I have no
I
idea.
thought that was what anime was called.
I don't watch that shit
I've been
either.
saying this
All right.
wrong for years. Jeff, the first to correct me. Thank
That
you for
doesn't
that one, by the
surprise
way.
me.
And by the way,
Jeff, do you watch anime?
I do not.
The chat's getting on you about it.
I don't have no beef with it, but it's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
It's kind of weird that I know what hentai is, though. I know that it's probably
Yeah, you're the weird one. You know what it is.
Yeah,
that's a little weird.
I thought it was anime.
No, it's. I mean.
Yeah, no, we can move on. Please,
Oh
God.
my God.
Jeff,
I promise.
anime porn.
Listen,
Jesus.
That is a big
Jamal,
market, though.
You can do whatever you want. But I do not know what hentai is. I just have heard of it before.
Yeah,
I promise. But yeah, I love Jamal, dude. He can
Just
do whatever he
go
wants.
home
He
to
can
watch
watch
some
hentai. I don't
ass.
care.
Why not?
I don't give a damn.
He does whatever he wants. All
Do
I know is
whatever
I
he
just
wants.
want him to be my short down running back, goal line running back, and that's it. I don't need him carrying the ball 200 plus times a year. Use him on third and short, second and short, at the goal line, and that's it. Go draft a 5th, 6th, 7th round running back. If you don't believe me, go to the past draft. Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round. Tyler Algier, 5th round. Kenneth Walker in the 2nd round. You can go find your guys. This is not hard.
No.
Happens every year. You get players that can come out and play. James Cook. Should I mention James Cook? Let's go running backs past the 3rd round, though. You go to the 3rd round of the NFL draft, and you look at players. You got Tyrone Davis-Price with San Francisco. That doesn't really mean much, but it gets interesting with Brian Robinson Jr. in the 3rd round. You get Dameon Pierce in the 4th round. It keeps going. Where the hell is he? I don't want to mention Pierre Strong. He really didn't do much behind Saquon this year, but Tyler Algier in the 5th round. You got Pacheco in the 7th round, Ty Chandler in the 5th round. You go to the 6th round. Who the hell do you got in the 6th? Nobody in the 6th. So
And that's the
they're
big,
there, man.
That's the big thing.
They're
with,
all there.
That's the big thing with Jamal, because if you told me the only 2 things we're basing it off of is maybe productivity and that was it, maybe you worried about where he was in the offseason, you can't rely on him and all those things, you can easily replace that. But the attributes he brings, leadership, those things you can't just find in a 4th round draft pick. Not typically. So I get what you're saying, but that's where Jamal's value is, more than just production. It's character, it's leadership, all those things, being available. I mean, you never know with certain running backs not being available. So, we're not talking about DeAndre Swift. Love DeAndre, but Jamal checks all of those boxes. So, yeah, I think we both agree. You got to bring him back any way possible.
How about Kyrie Irving last night?
Pretty good. That was no Luka, though.
It might work.
We'll see when Luka comes back.
It might work, man. It might work. We'll see. When we get back, I want to talk about a few things. Notably, Trent Dilfer, his comments on today's quarterback, along with the Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant situation. So we'll wrap up with that. We'll get to Mailbag at 9:50. But before we go, my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. What are you waiting for? Scan the QR code on your screen right now. Find out where their food trucks are and treat yourself to a delicious lunch. My personal favorite, lobster tacos and the clam chowder soup as always.
Ooh.
I promise, though, the next time I have it, I will try the grilled cheese lobster. I will try it so I can give an honest review. I don't want to pitch anything that I haven't tried. I've only had the tacos because I'm selfish and they're fucking delicious, all right? But they'll be here next week, actually. All right. CousinsMainLobster.com.
I mean, how do you not?
We'll try them out. You guys should try them out, too. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you, and we'll be right back.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We're talking about the Eagles and Chiefs defense, but we didn't even get to Guardian Alarms defense and how reliable they are. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. And did I mention 24/7 professional monitoring? You can call them any day or night and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as you need. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. Tell them Fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Competition. Stay out. Warriors are going to win it all this year. How do you not?
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show live. Thank you for joining us. As always, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Look?
Shut up, Fish.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you like and subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And don't miss out. Go to woodwardsports.com for all the latest news about your favorite teams and breaking news around the league. Speaking of which, Kevin Durant traded yesterday.
He was.
Kyrie Irving makes his debut last night with the Mavs. They win with no Luka Doncic. And the biggest takeaway I had was he was smiling so much. And look, show me NBA championships. And I will show you not a star, but stars. Last year, NBA champions. Steph Curry, star. Draymond Green, star. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole developing into one. Andrew Wiggins was phenomenal in that finals run. You go to the year prior. Giannis wins the chip. Star. Middleton, star. Now, he's not a superstar, but you got a team of star players. You show me the dynasties in the NBA. Kobe and Gasol, right? Kobe and Shaq. Tim Duncan had Manu and Tony Parker and one of the greatest coaches ever. The Bad Boy Pistons were the exception. The Mavericks with Dirk were the exception. But Jordan had Pippen. And LeBron had Wade. And LeBron had Anthony Davis. And LeBron had Kyrie and Kevin Love. And Paul Pierce had Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett. Who else is there? Shaq had Wade. Vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Duncan had David Robinson. Olajuwon? Fine. But how long has that been? In the modern NBA, since the year 2000.
Yeah. And then
it's a stars game. And Luka Doncic smiling. It's like, you know what? We got to the Western Conference Final last year on my shoulders. I got that dude who can score at any time, facilitate. Oh yeah, bet. I like this. Now, do they get along? Does it collapse? Kyrie's unstable at times. Who knows? But you got a star. You got a star to go with your superstar, and I think it's a home run.
Yeah, no, and it's a move that had to be done. I mean, especially if you're Nico Harrison and you're the GM of the Mavericks. I've been pounding the table all year to go get talent around Luka. They got Kyrie, so you could argue second best player that was traded at this deadline behind KD, both from the Nets. But what's interesting about Kyrie Irving is how much of a gamble the Mavericks are taking with getting him. I mean, you look at his last, handful of years, either with Brooklyn, go back to even Cleveland. Remember, towards the end of Cleveland, after the Cavaliers lost the finals against the Warriors, Kyrie came to the press conference and said, I appreciate playing with LeBron, and I hope to learn from him, and so on and so forth. Then later that summer, demanded a trade and said, if you don't trade me, I'm getting surgery on my knee. So, and then boom, Kyrie goes to the Celtics, right? In front of the entire Celtics arena at the Garden, tells all the fans, don't worry guys, I will resign. This is where I want to put my jersey in the rafters. Fast forward, season later, he's out. Then you go to the Nets, right? The Nets, okay, he's at home, he's from New Jersey, right? He should stay in Brooklyn for quite some time. First 3 seasons, he plays 80-something games, for his first 3 seasons. And again, the COVID stuff, we don't have to get into that. But still, more specifically, Kyrie in his comments, even just a couple weeks ago, having KD, I'm not leaving 7. I'm not leaving Kevin Durant. We're going to build something here. Saying all these comments about staying in Brooklyn. Week later, asked for a trade. Now he's with the Dallas Mavericks. And I get it. It's contractually. They didn't offer the money he wanted. But Kyrie says things, and he doesn't always hold to his word. So the Mavericks are in an interesting position because even if Kyrie looks happy and he has fun and the Mavericks make a little playoff run, who knows what Kyrie does in the offseason? But that's the risk, and that's the risk you got to take if you're a market like Dallas.
But you're at least showing your star player, hey, man, you don't have to leave for us to acquire and attract other star players. Hey, Luka, you can make it here. We're not going to do the Nowitzki whole saga where he never plays with a 1 and they make one run in his entire career.
Respect the move.
So now you have to make that move.
But it's a risk.
Of course, everything in the NBA is a risk.
Especially on his last year of his deal. So we'll see. If Kyrie comes out and says, I want to be a Maverick for life, hit the panic button.
Trade him.
Trade him. Because he usually, when he says that, kidding, but when he says those things, doesn't always hold true to his word.
So here, let me throw this at you, and I want your thoughts on it. We've seen all the trades that have gone on. I don't expect any more blockbuster moves. Give me your team that comes out of the East and the West.
Team that comes out of each conference?
Celtics.
I was thinking
Bucks. This is tough. The East to me is a little more tougher. It's a toss-up between the Bucks and the Celtics. Yeah. I haven't seen the Celtics beat a healthy Bucks team yet. So there's that argument, but also the Celtics over the last 2 years. I mean, they've gotten even better. So you can make an argument for both. I'm going to go with the Bucks because Giannis is still the best player on planet Earth. So I'm going to lean the Bucks if they're healthy over the Celtics. And out of the West, I went back and forth with this. I had more confidence with the Nuggets, and then the Grizzlies. I don't think are doing anything. They've been frustrating over the last couple of weeks, and they've been losing a lot. So Memphis, they're going to be somewhat in that conversation. But to me, it was always the Nuggets.
Giannis is only 28,
which is unreal, by the way.
He's averaging 32, 12.
If you look at accomplishments before they're 30, Giannis is up there with LeBron.
With everybody.
Yeah, with everybody, pretty much. So I'm going to go Phoenix.
Okay.
We haven't seen them play on the basketball court together. That's a big thing. You have Kevin Durant and Chris Paul who get hurt at random times, especially as of late. But if they're healthy, nobody's beating the Suns. I'm sorry. I mean, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, they didn't even have to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. And you still got TJ Warren in that deal. Monty Williams, one of the better coaches in the NBA. Give me the Suns. And again, this is why the Suns made the deal for KD. They want to win a chip this year. They want to win. That their window is now, and I do believe the Suns, they were there without KD. They lost. They were up 2-0. They lost that series. KD will be the difference. So give me the Suns coming out the West.
I want to disagree, but for me, the Bucks, I want them to get out of the East. I think Boston's going to be a very, very, very difficult matchup for them, but it's got to be the Suns, Jeff. Out of the West, how can you not? Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, good luck dealing with that in the fourth quarter, especially if you get in foul trouble.
Right.
Oh, wait, they still have Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. Get the fuck out
of here. And I thought the championship, the winner of the NBA title would come out of the East till yesterday. Now I'm like, well, now the Suns, I think, will win it.
It's got to be the Suns.
Yeah.
I would love to see Giannis go toe-to-toe with that team. And if he was able to beat that loaded team,
builds your resume.
Giannis?
A second time, too.
Giannis?
Beat the Suns again.
Giannis winning a championship, beating the Suns in the NBA Finals, is worth like 2-3 titles, man. With the
match up better with the Suns than the Bucks do.
You think the Celtics match up better with the Suns?
Oh, yeah.
I think
they got more playmakers,
the
100%.
Celtics would have a better chance at beating the Suns than the Bucks would, just based on how they're matched up.
I don't know, man. I think you're undervaluing Brook Lopez, man.
No, I'm not saying anything against the Bucks. They're great.
I would ask you, Mike, who the hell on that court?
Huh?
Who the hell on that court?
Nobody in the NBA. You can't ask him that. Nobody in the NBA
You know where
can.
I'm going with this.
Nobody in the NBA can.
It's tough. Giannis, dude, he
right.
just, gosh.
All right, let's go to break. When we get back, mailbag time. We'll answer all of your questions, get them in the chat. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Let me tell you about them. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo. But it's not just that. You can go there for breakfast as well. The stuffed potato pancakes, the lumberjacks at FA Garden, or Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Let me tell you about them. Chili Peppers Tanning. Got the best deals and the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your Vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way.
Chili Peppers Tan. Woo! Gotta keep it straight.
Back here in the Morning Woodward Show. Let's get into Mailbag. Patty Grimes asks, Mailbag, Jeff, do you think the Pistons will make a trade at the deadline? Honestly, but yesterday, I would say no, but as more players like a Kevin Durant, Kyrie, these guys are being dealt, D'Angelo Russell, teams are making deals. If you look at the market, you may have one of the hottest commodities on the market right now in Bojan Bogdanovic. And I don't know what their willingness to trade him is, but if you're talking about a team overpaying, I think it became more likely since last night. So we'll see. I wouldn't say they won't. Definitely. Got till 3 o'clock. Jalen asked, Mailbag, Jeff, do you think the Pistons can make a run at Mikal Bridges? Personally, no, because I think the Nets, if you're choosing to keep players, and I don't think Mikal is a guy you're building around, but he's a good piece. If you're talking about the players that the Nets got from the Suns, I would say Jay Crowder will be the most likely to be moved. Now, the Pistons want Jay Crowder or contenders. I know the Bucks are interested. That's another conversation. I don't think Mikal Bridges will be moved. I think that's a piece that the Nets probably want to keep. He's a damn good player. But I would love him on the Pistons, to answer your question.
All right, what else we got?
Mailbag, if we get Deuce Vaughn in the 6th round, do we take him and let Jackson walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
We'll answer that one quickly.
Adam, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself as a tuber getting pulled behind a boat? Second question. Have either of you...
Yeah, interesting
question.
question.
You guys swim in 3 out of the 5 Great Lakes. I don't think I've ever swam in a single...
I've not gone to that.
I think I swam in Lake Michigan. I lied.
Okay.
I've swam in one of them. How would I rate myself as a tuber? I want to say I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Tough to knock me off, but...
Okay.
I mean, if we're honest, if you want to be an asshole, it's pretty easy to get somebody to fly off a tube.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, without an asshole driving, I want to say I'm pretty good.
You just treat the lake like it's a NASCAR. Just keep going in circles. Just whip them into another oblivion.
Have you ever been to Munsing? Where is that?
I actually do not know. Can you
Fish
repeat?
Doesn't even know.
No, I know.
Well, good. I don't feel like an idiot.
Can you repeat the question again? It's a city, I assume?
Munsing, yeah.
All right, Munsing.
All right, let's see.
Jamcat asks, Adam, Jeff, Mailbag, who do you think who's winning the UFC main event?
I don't even know the card this week, so you tell me it.
It's Islam Makhachev versus Volkanovski. It's in Perth. Champion versus champion. Volk goes up to challenge for the lightweight title.
It's going to be a good fight.
Give me Islam.
Volk is going to die, isn't he?
I don't
Dagestani people, man.
I know, it's different.
It's so stupid.
It's different.
It's like a cheat code in the UFC.
Yeah, those guys are bred differently. So I'm going to lean Islam. Been a fan of him for a while. I'm a little biased, though. Give Volk a lot of respect.
Okay, so Munsing, Michigan is way up in the Upper Peninsula.
That makes sense.
I can name you some cities by,
I've been to the UP plenty of times. Never heard of Munsing.
You've been to UP plenty of times?
Yeah.
Oh,
we do like a yearly trip up there and rent a cabin on the lake.
Oh.
So
The farthest I've been is Mackinac Island, which is really nice, by the way. If any of you have not been, head over to Mackinac Island. Pretty nice.
It is great, by the way. Mackinac is amazing.
Mackinac
Cy
Island.
Gray
There you
asks,
go.
Mailbag, if Jalen Carter falls to 3, would you trade up to get him for the 6 and a second-round pick? The 6th pick, second-round pick. Yes. I would. If you could
If
get...
that's all I have to give up, yeah.
But you might need to give a little more.
I don't think it's going to take more than that to move up 3 spots. But
if that's the deal, you get it done.
All right, what else we got?
Mailbag Fish, what is your favorite song of all time? I don't think I've ever asked you that question. What music do you even listen to?
Listen to the Guardian Alarm theme song.
I listen to all sorts of music. I mean, I'll listen to rap, pop, country.
You listen to rap?
Yeah.
Who do you listen to?
Get this camera off the fucking
No,
screen,
I
for
mean,
God's sake.
You two are a duo.
I don't want to fucking look at Fish, please.
Mate, what are you listening to, Fish? What are you bumping?
I mean, Post Malone's pretty good.
Okay.
I'll listen to him.
Okay. All right.
Some of his music's pretty good.
Some Tupac?
Yeah.
I could see.
I listen to Tupac.
I could see Fish bumping some Pac.
Like Justin
Some
Bieber's
Diddy?
good. Yeah. I'll
Snoop
listen
Dogg?
to it. Yeah. They're all,
Eminem?
yeah. I enjoyed the halftime show last year. By the way, Rihanna halftime show this year. I don't know if any of you care, but that's who's doing it.
Fish, you seem like an NBA young boy kind of guy.
All right.
He's okay. I try to listen to all music.
Who?
What?
Fish, you're a wild boy, man.
Okay.
I try to get diverse in the genres of music.
So
I like this one. Adam Jeff, Tupac or Biggie? So I don't know if this is unpopular or
It depends on which
popular.
side of the country you're from, I guess.
Not really. We're from Detroit, so I don't think it really matters.
We're like in
for
the
us.
we're in the yeah,
We're in the
between.
Midwest.
Center.
But who was better? I think Biggie was better.
Okay.
Well, bar for bar.
I think Biggie was better.
Yeah.
Tupac was insane, but
I'll say
I'm inside with Biggie.
Give me
Come on,
Pac.
have you guys ever seen Biggie freestyle?
Oh, it's
on the
unbelievable.
streets of Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It is insane. Give me Biggie.
The people love the dual screen, by the way. You and Fish
I hate it.
side by
It's
side.
the best
I
invention.
absolutely
It's the
hate
best invention made to mankind.
Look at them.
How do you
Look
not?
at them.
How do you not?
Just look at them.
One of the best inventions
It's a
ever.
match
I hate
made
it.
in heaven.
I hate it.
those
I'm
two.
not even going to acknowledge the camera and look at it.
Oh,
Moving
okay.
on.
I see a city here. Hold on. It's by Marquette, Munsing, which doesn't really give you an idea. But if you've been to Marquette,
We're 3 minutes past
Where's
that, Fish. Moving on. All right. What are we doing here?
What, that Fish got you thrown off?
I have no idea what's going on. anymore.
Mailbag, would you move up to 3 if you didn't have pick 18? Well, we do. Wait, you mean
If you
trade
didn't
pick
have to give
18
it up.
away?
I'm assuming
Oh,
he
if you
means
didn't have to
traded
give
away.
up 18.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, just trading up is an option. Depends on who's on the board, though. You know, who's available. In their prime, what quarterback are you building your franchise around? All time, in their prime? It's got to be Tom Brady. I mean, I think of second, probably Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But you also can make an argument for Peyton Manning as well. There's a lot of good ones. I guess it's all preference, but I'll probably pick the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Hey, I got a question for Adam. When you were overseas, did you go to any sporting events?
I did. I went to a lot of soccer matches overseas. A lot of racist people.
Where at?
Italy.
Okay. I didn't know if you went to any
Very,
games in
very
Lebanon or
racist.
UAE or Saudi
no,
Arabia.
just soccer in Italy, and that
Okay.
was it.
Yeah, I know
That was
they're-
it. Soccer
they're
in
going to-
Italy,
yeah,
very racist people.
Yeah, they are.
would throw bananas at
Oh,
each
yeah,
other and
absolutely.
at the players. It's pretty fucked up.
No,
not
it
gonna lie.
absolutely is. Yeah,
it was
it's wild.
It was really, you think sporting events here are bad? Holy shit!
Yeah. A lot of
what else we got?
Italy, Spain.
Mailbag. When will the fantasy football
thanks for
punishment be?
coming up.
Honestly, no one's paying for it. The reality is, no one's going to get punished. We're going to have them stand outside of Woodward with their underwear, but nobody wants to do it. And I
Oh,
can't
you're
force-
surprised by that.
And I
Yeah,
can't
why
force
are you
people to do
surprised
it.
by that?
Fish, would you do that?
Hell no, I wouldn't do that.
All right, just checking.
Oh, God. Have you ever been to the Porcupine Mountains or name where they're at? Wait, what? Have you ever been to the
Porcupine
Mountain? No, what the hell is that? Where is it? Michigan?
I would assume so. I also do
I've
not
never
know, so
been.
let's look it up.
No,
You guys tell
I
me
haven't
where
been
it is.
either.
I don't know where those are either.
Porcupine.
Nobody knows, so thank God I'm not alone.
I know what it is. I've never been though.
All right.
Okay,
I think
it is in Michigan. Let's pull up the map.
Jalen says, Mailbag,
It's a
I
lot
think the
of
Pistons
green.
need to make a move just for a breath of fresh air. This season
Oh,
has been miserable to watch.
You could make an argument for that.
I'm telling you, if you can trade Dwayne Casey, sign me up. I'll give up the first round pick in the draft.
Okay, it's in the Upper Peninsula. It's way on the west side, up by Wisconsin, but it's up at the top.
Jeff, aside
So,
from
that
Bogey, if
makes
there was
sense.
one Pistons player that is going to be traded, who do you think it's going to be?
The most likely?
Yes.
Nerlens Noel. I think because they've already kind of mutually agreed, I would say. But that's like a cop-out. I think...
Yeah. What about Alec Burks?
No.
I want him to stay, but he could be a good piece for another team, is what
He
I'm
would, but he also could be a good piece for this team.
Yeah.
So I'm selfish. I like Burks.
And Fish
I
should be
do
a
too.
good piece
do.
on
You know
any
I
other
like
show.
him.
So
What?
we're going to get rid of
No.
him soon. We're out of here.
Fish should
Thank
be
you
a great
guys
piece
so
on any
much.
show.
Have a great rest of your day. Fish, thank you so much. Michael, thanks again. Jeff, as
look at
always.
that. Nice.
Have a great rest of your Thursday. Tomorrow, Super Bowl preview.
Yes.
All Super Bowl action. I can't wait.
Let's go football!
Let's go football. See you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp. Be there. We'll see you later.
Happy Thursday. Go enjoy all the great sports. How do you